Hello everyone, I've just got some random stuff off the top of my head to share with you, some of it election related. So this morning I was out and about with my eldest son. We went and played a round of golf. Very enjoyable. It was lovely weather. It was hot, but the heat wasn't oppressive. And we had a good round of golf. So we go back to the clubhouse for drinks afterwards. And who should be sitting at the next table from me but former Queen's Park Rangers player and the previous manager, Gareth Ainsworth, was there. He's pretty hard to miss because he kind of looks like an aging rocker, but there he was. Now, I'm not a total fanboy. He's actually the second Queen's Park Rangers manager that I've actually found myself sitting a table away from in a restaurant or a pub or a bar, whatever. The other one being Jerry Francis. I don't know what I never meet other footballers or ex-footballers from any other club. It just doesn't have Queen's Park Rangers players, and I'm a Queen's Park Rangers fan, so there you go. But what happened was that I was out for about 4 hours today, with the journey to the golf course, having a round, having drinks afterwards, and then picking up some lunch on the way home. So when I got home, I found out all the election leafleters had been out in my neighbourhood, and I had a huge amount of election leaflets shoved through my letterbox. And what happens when I go out sometimes, my dog, Otis, He'll move around the house when we're not at home, but there are times when he can look through the letterbox and there's a sort of a window next to it, low down, because my letterbox is at ground level. And so there's a window next to it, and he likes observing the world for an hour or so. And he also likes sitting on the couch in the living room and looking out the window. Loves observing the world. So when junk mail comes through the letterbox, he's very interested. He sniffs around, and I'm just going to show you what my dog Otis thinks of the various prospective parliamentary candidates from my area. So here's the Conservative leaflet, Ed McGuinness, right? It's intact. It's intact. All the bump is there, that's intact. That's what he thinks of the Liberal Democrat. Oh dear, tasty, or angry, creates this nice effect, so, I don't know, I didn't teach him, Ed Davey, kill, Ed Davey, no, I don't know, there's something, maybe he doesn't like the colour orange, but two other leaflets fell through the door. So in my area, I've got Conservatives, Liberal Democrat, Labour, Reform, Heritage Party and the Greens. So the Heritage Party and the Greens have just not shown up to any hustings, and they don't have a ground presence in the area. But anyway, the Labour leaflet. Now, this one was not chewed. But she's not expected to do well. Jess Hammersby Rich, and I've been sort of jokingly referring to her as Jess Hammers the Rich, that's what Labour's going to do when they're in power. But you get exactly what it says on the tin. They're for change. They want change. They're tireless campaigning for change. Not all change is good, but to be fair, as I said, it does exactly what it says on the tin, because at the hustings, the question came round to protecting women's safe spaces and women's sports, and she began her answer with, speaking as a white, cisgendered woman of privilege, you know what you're getting, say no more, we know where you stand. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is extremely rare. So, in Surrey Heath, a Labour leaflet is fairly rare. It's like seeing a nightjar on heathland, they are there, but it's very difficult to spot. But here I have one of the rarest objects in the world. Okay, this is extremely rare. I'm thinking of framing this because I think in years to come it might might be very valuable simply because of how rare it is, and that is an actual hard copy Reform election flyer. I know. There've been weeks of just pure online campaigning, and they've actually printed something you can hold. I mean, that's very rare. Okay, it's a collector's item. Right, I should because I know the Reform candidate, so I'll get her to sign this, and it will treble, quadruple in value. So this is precious. I'm going to just put this to one side because you just don't see actual physical media from Reform, So, seriously about the election, everybody's assuming, hey, Tory boy, you're going to vote Tory, aren't you? What happened to 0 seats? 0 seats, 0 seats. Well, my message is plain and simple. It is the way I'm going to vote is a very old established way of doing it that's almost been forgotten about, and that is it's not about tribal loyalty anymore. I'm not putting an X next to the name of somebody who represents a party that I like in particular. This time, because out of the 6 candidates that are standing, I personally know 3 of them, and that's very rare to actually know these people, as people, as flesh and blood people that you can have a conversation with. So I'm going to vote based on which one of those I think is best equipped to be a member of Parliament. Okay, forget about national and the tribal loyalties and the party political loyalties. Which one of these people do I think is best cut out to represent me and the things that I'm concerned about in the world? So I'm voting for the person and not for the party this time. And I think that's the age-old way of doing it. And I would recommend people do that as well. If you've got a really good candidate in your area, and it doesn't matter what party they are, you just say, if you got somebody who's like really works for your constituency, and you just think, yeah, they're pretty good. Most of their opinions chime with mine, because you're never going to find somebody who 100% agrees with you. Okay, so, but if you've got a fairly decent MP and they're standing, vote for them, whatever the party. Don't vote for like a plank of wood that's got the colour of rosette that you like, because the problem is that our stock of members of Parliament are just so low at the moment. They across all the parties, they're just very low quality, and we need to improve the quality. And you do that by doing a bit of research about the candidates in the area, find out who they are, find out not just what they're parroting from their party, but what did they think? What do they like? What did their record, if they were an MP, what was their record like as an MP? And if they're coming in for their first time parliamentary candidate, what have they done in their lives, in their work, in their communities? Have a look, investigate, and vote for the person. Vote for who you think is the better person. And I think that's the way we're going to improve our stock of MPs that represent us. And if we all did that, who knows what the next government will consist of? They'll put the mystery back into it. Anyway, just some random thoughts there, and I will catch you sometime soon.